Welcome to this quick tour of what's new in Carlson 2019. This release runs on AutoCAD versions 2019 through 2010. It comes with IntelliCAD built into the install. IntelliCAD 8.2 is used when running as 32-bit and 9.0 for running as 64-bit. There are over 200 new or upgraded commands in this release. I will cover some highlights starting with general commands and then by module. IntelliCAD 9 has a new Customize User Interface command for workspaces and menus and to easily customize toolbars. For example, to add a command to the toolbar, simply drag and drop the command from the list onto the toolbar. Also, there's a new Tool Palette interface. New commands include a set of facet modeler functions for 3D solids, text explode to polylines, construction line, and several new express tools. IntelliCAD 9 supports the 2018 DWG file format directly. Also, the ability to work natively in DGN files has expanded, with more CAD and Carlson commands working in DGN, including Field to Finish and Road Network. To see more of what's new with IntelliCAD 9, check out the IntelliCAD YouTube channel. For both AutoCAD and IntelliCAD, Carlson 2019 is set up to handle ultra-high-res displays for sizing the dialog fonts, icons, and spreadsheets. The 3D viewer routines have been overhauled for breakthrough performance. Large surfaces that the viewer used to struggle with now run fast. The new viewers replace our supersonic viewer from last release, since the new viewers are even faster. Besides speed, the viewers have new sky background choices and new features including set texture surfaces by surface slope, set colors by surface normals, real-time display of the surface coordinates and slope at the cursor position, control for the line thickness, and a new 3D model library setup to define how to render CAD entities. The 3D model library translates simple CAD symbols into 3D models, CAD line work into linear 3D models, and CAD polyline areas into surface textures by CAD layer. Now let's look at Carlson Survey. Edit Process Raw Data adds support for processing raw tilt records from CIRCE. There's a new scale function that can be used to convert values between metric and imperial, and there's a new option to track any edits in the spreadsheet that keeps a record of the original values. Elevation along entity is a new command to create points at elevations along 3D polylines. You can enter an elevation interval or specific elevations. Arc dimensions is a new command to label the chord and radial lines for an arc. Next is Carlson Civil. Triangulation File Utilities has new functions added mainly for two applications: improving dense surfaces like from LiDAR source data, and improving surfaces for watershed modeling. Simplify has a new quadric error method that is very effective. Smooth has a new Laplacian method. Refine is a new function to add points to the tin to make more uniform triangles. Clean is a new function to remove duplicate points within a distance tolerance. Enhance Flats swaps edges to replace flat triangles. And Improve Valleys is a new function to improve flow lines. The Draw Triangulation and Grid Surface commands have a new option to create a Carlson surface object instead of drawing as 3D faces. These are the first custom objects that we have created. The main advantage of the custom object is performance with large surfaces. Besides viewing the surface in the drawing, you can also snap to the surface. Upgrades to parking line layout has new options to set the line width, draw the baseline, handicap marker, and buffer zone. Plus, these parking lines are picked up by the 3D viewer and draped on the surface. For design template, subgrades can now be created on the cut and fill tie slopes. The cross-section editor now displays a depth for each section point when you have a reference section specified, and you can edit the depth to set the elevations. Process design sections is for creating a road from cross sections. Now the program has an option to interpolate stations at a smaller interval than the source sections. And there's a new option to use a profile to set the elevation for the interpolated stations. Next is Carlson hydrology. Sewer Network added more time of concentration methods, including Maricopa County. Also, there's a new method for adding a tributary pipe and fitting it into an existing pipe run. For plan view labels, you can automatically use different layers by pipe material, size, and system. For pipe crossings, there's a new option to label the elevations and separation in plan view. And there are new routines to import and export the sewer model to Esri. Utility Network can now directly draw profiles for the utilities and draw symbols for connections on the profile. You can set the profile for the utility as a fixed depth from the surface. You can set up defaults for standard symbols to use for connections. The plan view labels have more options, like labeling the utility names. Pressure Pipe Networks is a new model in this release. This model includes pipes, pumps, valves, tanks, and reservoirs. You can output the model data to an EPA-NET project file. You can also process the model using EPA-NET directly in the program. Next is Carlson GIS. For drawing georeferenced image files, the program now supports image files with the positions stored inside the image file, instead of as a separate world file. Support for ECW files was added. There's a new option to scale the image in case the image units are different than the drawing units. Also, Google Earth Image has a new option for selecting the image area from a map screen shown here. Data capture by CAD properties is a new command to set GIS attributes by entity properties, including layer, length, area, and elevation. Now let's look at Carlson mining. Support for angled drill holes has been expanded. You can now have a table of dip and azimuth values by depth that is independent of the strata list. The dip and azimuth data can be imported from a separate input file. Draw 3D geologic columns has new options for labeling along the angled drill holes. The new 3D timing viewer shows the results of surface equipment timing, spoil timing, and haul cycle analysis. You can review the mining process step by step for each period. The spoil and surface portions show the mining blocks as 3D solids. You can output a surface file for any date in the timing run. The haul cycle shows the number of haul trucks called for in the mining plan, moving along the defined route. There are lots of updates to solid modeling. For creating solid, there is a new 3D triangulation method. The solid viewer has improved lighting, textures, color by normals, smooth and display edges. New solid utilities include section, merge, simplify, refine, smooth, and intersect. There are new import and export abilities. Next is Carlson Takeoff. Edit Assign Polyline Elevations has a new profile view built into the dialog, so you can see the polyline elevations in plan and profile simultaneously. There are also new label settings for the control and non-control points. Trench quantities by profiles is a new command that only requires profiles for the surface and pipe. This is a more simple method than trench network quantities that uses trench lines, pipes, and structures. There are now two point cloud module choices, basic and advanced. The basic module has a subset of the commands for a reduced cost. The advanced module has all the functions at the original price. There are many new features in point clouds. For drawing the cloud to CAD, there is a new method to create a point cloud object, which allows for viewing and snapping to large clouds in the drawing. There are new ways to select, including select by color, by within sphere at pick point, and controls whether to select cloud, solid, or coordinate points. There is a new function to create coordinate points at a grid interval. There are new snaps for cross sections and curbs. Viewing has been upgraded with clip planes, light controls, wireframe mode, textures, and improved speed. Profiles now handle vertical walls and cliffs with overhangs. And there are new functions for solids, including heal, simplify, smooth, and volumes. For more details on the Carlson 2019 improvements, visit our website at the address shown here. For Carlson customers on the maintenance program, you will receive an email with your Carlson 2019 serial numbers. You can also go to our website to look up your serial numbers. The latest Carlson 2019 download will be posted on our website. Thank you for watching.